We have a new leader right now.
Helite are our very generous sponsors. Good morning and welcome to Saturday here at the Lugano Diamond Split Rock Jumping Tour Portland. Helite are our generous sponsors of our Meter 20 Junior Amateur Tour, and we're going to finish off this morning with the $5,000 Meter 20 Junior Amateur Final. It's an immediate jump-off format. The time allowed in the initial round is 88 seconds. And we're looking forward to having our first with us here over Olaf Peterson's first course of the day here in just a few minutes' time. We carry on through the day with the Meter 30 Junior Amateur Final. That's part of the Buyer's Eye Meter 30 Junior Amateur Tour here. The $1,500 Imagination Lane 7-year-old final. And then our featured class today is our National Prix. It's the Jarvis Insurance Meter 35 National Prix. $20,000 competition running off here at 12:30 this afternoon. So we are just a few moments away from having our first horse and rider combination. If you are in the ring, if you could just finish up your inspection and clear the arena here in Portland. So, immediate jump-off format, Helite, Meter 20 Junior Amateur Final. We're going to take Martha McKenna as our first to go. Junior rider Martha, who gets trained by Kerry Potter, who's been having a good week with us here as well in Portland. Martha owns and rides Marvelous Merle, number 1999. A jumping 13 time for Martha McKenna and Marvelous Merle, 100.871 on the clock against that 88 seconds time allowed. So that's our first on the leaderboard with 21 in the initial round. No immediate jump off for them, of course. It has to be clear in the immediate jump off format to be invited forward to the short course. Our second pairing on course this morning were top 5 finishes in the speed leg of the Helite Junior Amateur Tour with us here in Portland. Sophia Overcash. Sophia is another of our junior riders. Sophia owns and rides Nureyev. .82.463 on the clock, so it's inside the time and clear for Sophia Overcash and Nureyev. So that immediate jump off course then is going to be fence 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 AB, 10 and 11. Taps the last, but it stays there. Nureyev and Sophia Overcash are our first double clears. 42.584 becomes the time to beat in our Helite Junior Amateur Meter 20 final. Well, they were fourth in the speed the other day, so they are a very good reference time there, Sophia Overcash and Nureyev. The tone goes now for our first amateur rider here today, Sila Shepherd. Sila and Indigo, the horse by Inshallah de Muse. Sila and Indigo VDL were third in the power and speed on the opening day of the tour. 87.813 on the clock for Cedar Shepherd and Indigo. They take a steady initial round. Now remember, this combination with third in that power and speed. So what sort of speed will they show us now over the short course? They are qualified for the immediate jump off for fences 1, 2, 3, 4AB, 10 and 11, and the tone goes. Well, 4 faults over there on the left-hand side of the ring, unfortunately, in the jump off for Cedar Shepherd and Indigo VDL. The time, 47.554. So scene 3, 2 qualified through to the immediate jump off, 1 double clear. Sophia Overcash and Nureyev clear in 42.584. So just coming through the arch now, number 504, moving up, Molly Hutchison. Molly owns and rides Eyecatcher. Eyecatcher is by Tangelo van der Zuthoeven. Let's see whether they can make it into the jump off and then be class faster than 42.584. Go get your horse. We'll get the fence put back up. Well, commiserations, unfortunately, there for Molly and Eyecatcher. Elimination, obviously, as a result of that fall on course. But my goodness, hats off to Tina Yates and your whole family, Molly, for the way you're raised. Because to just immediately start trying to put the fence back up for us is very, very generous. So we're going to go on to Gluck. This is the Dutch one by Lexicor. Sawyer Evans owns and rides. Number 1940. Sawyer and Gluck, unfortunately, 2 down on course. In fact, both of the Lugano fences for 8 jumping faults in the initial round. Let's have a look now at Qualisi, the Oldenburger by Quality. Alicia Putnam. Alicia owns and rides. Number 1869. Alicia trained by Chris Fellis, who's a class winner with us here this weekend in Portland. 90.199 on the clock there for Alicia Putnam and Qualizi. So it is unfortunately going to be clear jumping, but 3 for time. Well, a rider having a very good show with us, runner-up in the FEI class on day one, a winner of a metre 35 national class, and with another of her metre 20 junior amateur horses, second in the metre 20 speed. This, though, is Crystalic here this morning by Arezzo VDL for Carrie Rufer, representing Morningstar Sport Horses LLC, number 2015. 85-151, and it is clear there for Carrie and Crystalic. So Carrie will go through to our jump off 1, 2, 3, 4 AB 10, 11, and tries to beat 42-584. Crystalic and Carrie go all the tight turns just to keep themselves a little bit steady and in balance on the pace. It's 45-586 and second place with our second double clear. 2045's next up. Vivian Koss, another of our junior riders. Vivian rides for Lee Robinson. This is Camaro 122. Well, unfortunately, the ESI footing fence here with the Cherry Blossom just under the jury books causes 2 disobediences and elimination for Vivian, Koss and Kamara. We're going to go on to number 505 now, Viking Deol, and in the irons today is owner Katarina Bainey. Katarina with Viking Deol from the Sol Francais studbook. Clear for Katarina and Viking Deol. Of course, we're going to see Katarina back at the end of the draw as well. Katarina, who was a winner of the Power and Speed on the Meter 20 Junior Amateur Tour. Katarina will now take on the immediate jump off course. 1, 2, 3, 4 AB, 10, 11. Time to beat, 42.584. Double clear, 45.628 goes by the merest margin into third, just behind Carrie Rufer and Chris Flick. But Sophia Overcash and Nureyev, our junior rider, early on the draw, 42.584. Really speedy around this track. But we are going to see Katarina Bainey one more time, and that is with Hello Lady at the end of the draw. But there with Viking Deol, the winner of the Power and Speed on the Meter 20 Tour, they go into third. Samantha Davis now. Samantha owns and rides Django S, number 1921. Jumping 20 time faults, unfortunately, there for Django and Samantha Davis, giving them a total of 28 in the initial round of jumping. Laconique is our next to go. Laconique by Sir Obolensky. Declan Talent, Declan, who is a top 5 finisher in the power and speed on this meter 20 Helite Junior Amateur Tour. Declan rides for Molly Talent. Laconique, number 1941. .86.3 on the clock. It is 3 down, unfortunately, for Declan and Laconique, so 12 jumping faults in that initial round. Going to go on to Lauren Flay, the next of all, with Balashiwa, number 2007. Rivington Sport Horses in this one, and this is a combination trained by Kerry Potter. .88.4 on the clock means it's 1 for time, and the last down is 4 for jumping. Lauren Flather and Balashiwa, total of 5. Elizabeth Kelly's our next to go. Elizabeth Owenson rides Pimlico. Pimlico is by Sandro Boy. So 4-4 down there at the double across the centre of the ring for Elizabeth and Pimlico. So that keeps them out of the jump-off. We've seen just 4 jump-off contenders, and Sophia Overcash and Nuriev still the leader, 42.584. They were first in that jump-off. Amy Wiles is going to be our next to go. Amy owns and rides Emiko, this Kana cross, number 1819. Three down on the way round. It is 12 jumping force for Emiko and Amy Wiles. We're going to take Seela Shepherd next to go. Seela owns and rides Escada. Escada is a Holsteiner by Casal. They are number 507. Seela already with the first ride Indigo VDL through to the jump off in this Helite meter 20 junior amateur final. Eight for jumping and 1 for time. 88.048 there for Seela and Escada. Katie Caring is our next forward in the ring. Katie, who is third in the meter 40 junior amateur power and speed with one of her other horses, rides the Caring family's Odessa's Happiness here this morning in the meter 20 junior amateur final. 4 jumping 15 time, 19 in all for Katie Kerring and Odessa's Happiness there. We'll take Drew Weber next. Drew owns and rides WT Lakota. WT Lakota and Drew were second in the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Power and Speed. Just the 4 then for Drew. Drew and WT Lakota 4 faults inside the time in the first round. So our runner-up in the Power and Speed won't feature towards the top of the order in this final of the Meter 20 Junior Amateur Tour. Thanks so much to Helite Airbag Technology experts for their sponsorship of all 3 classes in this Meter 20 Junior Amateur with us here in Portland, Oregon. Well, a horse that went well with us on day 1. This is Steffi Graf, the Holsteiner Steffi Graf, the mare, in the hands today of Madeline Hakel for Bandito Investments. Twelve also, unfortunately, there for Madeline and Steffi Graf in the initial round. Looking still for our 5th qualifier through to the jump-off. Hannah Simpson, Diamant de Cour is our next forward, as we still search for that, as we say, fifth clear round to go through. Another one trained by Chris Fellas, Hannah Simpson, owns and rides Diamant de Cour. They are number 1871. Clear, 80.176. Hannah Simpson and Diamant de Cour are going to go through. It's fence 1, 2, 3, 4AB, 10, 11. 4 and 47, 47.792 to be exact for Hannah Simpson and Diamant de Cour there. That'll go top 5 in our order, 8 back for awards. So we'll see all of our jump-off contenders. 2 more, well, actually a couple more than 2 actually, you could join them. I think we've got about 4 more to start here in the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Final. First of those 4 is going to be Elizabeth Breitmeyer, Elizabeth with Natalie Kennel's Filu's Love. 8 falls for Felix Love and Elizabeth Breitmeyer there in the initial round. How many more will we get through to the jump off? 3 more to start. Molly Talla and Le Hinch with us in the ring. Irish Sport Horse by call, and for Molly. Molly owns and rides. Number 1943. Four jumping, one for time for Molly Talla and Le Hinch. The time taken 88.758. 2 more to start. Marion Gilliland's going to be the first of those two with Jens Bachmann's Zaria. Combination that were third in the speed leg of the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Tour with us here at Split Rock, Portland. Marin and Zaria there with the 4 faults. On the way home there, the Western motif on the final line coming down for them for 4 faults. And then 1 more to go. It's the second ride for Katerina Bainey. Katerina this time with Hello Lady, of course, a winner of the Power and Speed on the tour. We've already seen Katerina once with Viking Dale. Now it's Hello Lady for Katerina. She owns and rides. A for jumping and time for it's actually going to be on the back side of the ESI, we think. Yeah, thank you. So that's going to be 109, 226 there for our last year. It means we had 5 through to the jump off. We'll have 8 for awards. That will be Elizabeth Kelly and Pimlico in 8th, Maren Gilliland and Zarier in 7th, Alicia Putnam and Qualisi in 6th. Then our jump off contenders, Hannah Simpson, Diamant de Coeur. In 4th, Sela Shepherd and Indigo VDL. 3rd, Katarina Bainey, Viking Deol. Carrie Rufer and Crystalic take 2nd, and Sophia Overcash, our very first jump-off contender, held off all challenges with Nuria, 42.584 for victory this morning in the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Final. Coming up here in the Grand Prix ring, we've next up got our $5,000 finale for the Meter 30 Junior Amateur Tour, and that is, of course, in partnership this week with Biozymer. Thanks to them. Coming up in our awards, we're going to be welcoming, of course, the team also from Winslow Show Photography, the official photographer of the Split Rock Jumping Tour. They provide great photos of you in and out of the ring at very reasonable prices. You can view all your photos very shortly after the class in their tent near the concessions, or visit them online at winslowphoto.com. All rides are photographed, and there's no sign-up required to view and purchase from Winslow. As I say, they're not your average show photographers. It might be your first time seeing them here in Oregon. Check them out. They take amazing photos. They provide a great service for the ceremonies and the sport in all 3 rings. And chat to them about behind-the-scenes photography packages, or indeed portrait photography for your horse or your barn. Helite have been sponsors of our Meter 20 Junior Amateur across the week. Our thanks to them. Helite with the airbag technology in use across multiple sports, but have broken into the equestrian sport more than 10 years now of Helite technology in safety technology in equestrian sport. Now, thanks to Helite for their support of this Meter 20 Junior Amateur. Well, our prize winners joining us here in the main ring at Portland, Oregon for our first presentations of the day, the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Final. Founder and president of the Lugano Diamond Split Rock Jumping Tour, Derek Braun there with our top-ranked competitors, including in 8th place, Elizabeth Kelly and Pimlico. Just 4 faults in the initial round for Elizabeth to finish 8th. Maren Gilliland and Zarier, 4 faults, slightly faster, 77.159 for 7th. Alicia Putnam and Qualisi, they take 6th place with a clear for jumping, but 3 for time, 90.199. Then we ended up with 5 in the jump-off. The lowest-ranked jump-off contender was, of course, top 5, Hannah Simpson, Diamant de Coeur. 4 faults in the jump-off for Sela Shepherd and Indigo VDL in a time of 47.544, put them in 4th place. In 3rd place, Katarina Bainey and Viking Deol, who have had a very good run throughout this tour, with a win on day 1 in the Power and Speed. Now podium here in the final, 45.628 for 3rd, and we'll see them on the podium. Carrie Rufer and Crystalic taking 2nd on 45.586. And then taking the win, Sophia Overcash, our junior rider with Nureyev. Sophia owns and rides, 4th in the Speed yesterday, winners here today. Well, they're on the podium, Katarina Bainey in 3rd, Carrie Rufer in 2nd, and your winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Final, Sophia Overcash. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we could ask you please to rise, we're going to celebrate victory for Sophia, our junior rider in this morning's Meter 20 Helite Junior Amateur Final with the playing of the US National Anthem. Congratulations, Sophia and Nureyev, the very first through to that immediate jump off, but nobody could touch them. 42.584 to 3 full seconds in fact faster than Carrie Rufer and Kristalik in second. Carrie and Katerina Bainey, though, very close. Carrie and Kristalik, who've had a good week. Katerina Bainey, Viking Dayol, winners already, podium here in the final. So very, very good. We're seeing real consistency from our meter 20 junior amateurs. We'll see if we see the same from our meter 30 junior amateurs coming up for their finale here in the Grand Prix ring starting at 10 a.m. this morning. We'll get our top three from the podium back into the plate, ready for our victory gallop. And remember, Winslow Show Photography standing by to capture the moment of a challenge for the Fist Pump Award. The Maya Celliers Northwest sponsored Fist Pump Award here in Portland. Our thanks to Maya Celliers Northwest. Kristen Garrett stepping up to present the Fist Pump Award in both weeks of Portland here this year. And remember, it's not just these victory gallops, it's not just the Grand Prix ring. Every single rider at the show has an opportunity to participate by throwing out a fist pump at some time in a competition ring. But it is often our winners, it's often our prize winners who get to do the best and make the challenge, and that is often in the victory gallop. Let's have one now, ladies and gentlemen. The conclusion of the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Final with its victory gallop led by your winner, Sophia Overcash Nureyev. Sophia in the win, Carrie Rufer in second, Katerina Bailey and Viking Dale in third, Celia Shepherd, Indigo fourth, Hannah Simpson fifth, Licia Putnam and Kwalizi sixth, Maren Gilliland, Zaria in seventh, Elizabeth Kelly and Pimlico round out our top 8 in our finale to the Helite Meter 20 Junior Amateur Tour here this weekend in Portland, Oregon. Good fist bump challenge from the back of the line there as well. Easy money. You don't have to win a class to try and win the fist pump challenge with us at Split Rock Jumping Tour. So Olaf Peterson and his team making the adjustments to the course. We'll get it open just as quickly as possible. Ready for an on-time start, 10 a.m. please, for the Meter 30 Junior Amateur Final under the named sponsorship of Biozyme with us here in Portland.
Introducing Jumper, the world's first show jumping analytic